Every time you silence your truth just to be liked, you're not being kind, you're disappearing, slowly, quietly. But what if the self you're protecting was never really you at all? The lie of the ideal self. Many people unconsciously construct an image of who they think they should be, shaped by societal expectations, cultural norms, or the desire to be liked. Kierkegaard would say this false self is a form of despair, a quiet but constant disconnect between what you show and what you are. Motivation: the real strength lies in owning your contradictions, not hiding them. We often wake up trying to match a version of ourselves we think the world wants to see. This ideal self is curated, polished to be pleasing, productive, impressive. But every time we suppress our real thoughts, quiet our doubts, or ignore our intuition to fit that mold, we chip away at our authenticity. Kierkegaard believed this wasn't just stressful, it was spiritual despair. But here's the uplifting truth. You don't need to become someone else to be worthy. You only need the courage to return to who you already are beneath the performance. Daily life offers countless opportunities for this return. Saying what you really feel instead of what sounds good. Choosing what aligns with your values instead of what earns praise. Making space for your inner contradictions instead of hiding them. Authenticity isn't about perfection. It's about being honest. And honesty is a powerful form of self-respect. When you stop chasing an ideal and start showing up as your real self, even imperfectly, you begin to breathe more deeply. You move with clarity, and slowly the need to impress fades, replaced by something far better: inner peace. Your real self was never the problem. Forget the image. Live the truth. Despair is a wake-up call. Despair isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's a subtle numbness. Kierkegaard called this the sickness unto death. Not of the body, but of the spirit. But it's not a punishment, it's a signal. Feeling misaligned or hollow means you still have the power to return to your real self. Let this discomfort become direction. Despair can feel like failure, like a breakdown, like something's gone horribly wrong. But what if it's the opposite? What if despair is not the end, but the beginning? Kierkegaard saw despair not as something to run from, but as a vital signal. It's your soul tapping you on the shoulder, saying, this isn't working. Maybe you've been living someone else's life, chasing goals that don't fulfill you, suppressing parts of yourself to fit in. Despair surfaces when that false structure starts to crack, and while it hurts, it also reveals the truth. You're ready for something more real. When you feel stuck, exhausted, or lost, ask yourself what your discomfort is trying to say. Maybe it's time to shift direction. Maybe you're meant to stop performing and start creating. Maybe the version of success you've been chasing isn't actually yours. Despair is painful, but it's also precise. It's the alarm clock of your authentic self, telling you to wake up and return to who you truly are. Don't silence it, don't numb it. Instead, follow it. It may hurt now, but it's pointing you toward a freer, fuller life. Freedom from the crowd. Living to please others enslaves you to their opinion. Kierkegaard warned that the crowd is untruth, because when we seek truth in consensus, we lose individuality. True selfhood means risking rejection to live authentically. Real freedom begins when you stop being afraid of what people might think. Freedom from the crowd begins when you stop outsourcing your identity. Most people live on autopilot, mirroring opinions, chasing status, fearing judgment. But Kierkegaard reminds us the crowd is untruth. It dilutes individuality, flattens depth, and rewards conformity over authenticity. To break free is to reclaim your power, not by rebelling for rebellion's sake, but by choosing deliberately. It means asking yourself, do I believe this because it's true to me, or because it's what everyone else believes? It means making decisions aligned with your values, not with what will earn you the most likes, praise, or approval. In daily life, this can be simple but powerful. Say no when you mean no. Create something because it moves you, not because it's trendy. Speak truthfully, even if it makes you stand out. The more you act from your core, the more freedom you gain, not just from the crowd, but from your fear of it. But real freedom is an escape, it's presence. It's the ability to stand still while the world rushes by and say, this is who I am. You don't need to disappear into the crowd. You were never meant to. Responsibility, you are the author. One of Kierkegaard's most radical ideas is that you must choose yourself. Not once, but over and over again. You aren't given a ready-made self. You must write it into being. This idea is not a burden, but an opportunity. You are the author of your own becoming. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything. It means recognizing your power to respond. Kierkegaard believed that you are not a passive character in life's story, but the author of your existence. You may not choose your circumstances, but you always choose how you show up in them. In daily life, this perspective is revolutionary. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment or blaming the world for your setbacks, you begin where you are. You ask, what can I do with what I have today? That shift from victim to creator is where real transformation begins. You write your values into action. You shape your thoughts with intention. You build habits that reflect the kind of person you want to become. Life doesn't hand you meaning. You carve it into being with every decision, every act of courage, every time you choose growth over comfort. This is both a challenge and a gift. Because once you realize you are the author, you no longer have to wait for someone else to give you permission. The pen is in your hand. The next page is blank. And no one else gets to write your story. The courage to disappoint. There's a strange kind of peace in learning to disappoint others, especially if it means not disappointing yourself. Kierkegaard saw faith as the ultimate leap, not into dogma, but into becoming. Faith in your capacity to be real, to walk your own path, even when it's lonely. Disappointing others isn't a failure. It's often a sign that you're finally being honest. Kierkegaard reminds us that becoming yourself means having the courage to say no to the rules others try to assign you. It means living according to your inner truth, even if that truth doesn't please everyone around you. In a world that rewards conformity, choosing authenticity can look like rebellion, but it's actually self-respect. This means daring to speak up when it's easier to stay silent. It means making decisions that honor your values, even when they confuse or frustrate people who expected you to be someone else. It means learning to sit with the discomfort of being misunderstood and trusting that your integrity is worth it. Disappointing others doesn't mean you're doing life wrong. Sometimes it means you're finally doing it right. When you stop living to meet everyone else's expectations, you make space for real alignment, for peace, for purpose, for truth. And in that space, something powerful grows. A version of you that no longer needs approval to be free. So what did Kierkegaard show us? That the approval of others can become a quiet prison, one we decorate with smiles, politeness, and silent compromise. But the key to that prison is honesty. Not brutal, not loud, just real. The self you were protecting, it was the false self, a mask shaped by fear and applause. But beneath it, your real self is waiting. And you don't need everyone to approve of it, just you. Now I want to hear from you. What's one moment where you felt trapped by approval, and how did you start to break free? Drop your story in the comments. Your voice might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if this video stirred something in you, the next one will go even deeper. It's about the silent forces shaping your choices without you even realizing it. Trust me, you'll want to see this. Click now and keep walking your path.